Are you ready for some ribs? Hi everybody, I'm Rockin' Robin, and today I'm going to show you how to make my baby back ribs. Now if you like your ribs where the meat is tender and juicy and practically falling off the bone, then you're going to love this recipe because these ribs are all that and more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply for flavor a nice dry rub, and we're going to refrigerate it overnight, and then when we take it out I'm going to pop it in the oven low and slow for about 3 hours, and then we're going to finish it off with a beautiful homemade barbecue sauce. So I'll stay right there, I'll be right back to show you right after this. You're going to really love this recipe. It is so quick and easy to do, you're going to love it. So let's get started. All right, we have our rack of baby back ribs here, so you need one of those. And now for our rub, I'm going to go over the rub first. We've got our light brown sugar packed, and we've got some paprika, and I'm using both smoked and regular, some garlic powder and some onion powder, some chili powder, a little bit of kosher salt and pepper, and a little bit of cinnamon. Now we'll move on to our barbecue sauce. What we're going to need for that is some ketchup. Now here I've got some finely diced onions, and you know me, I like that fine dice. So we'll do that, and then we need some garlic. I've got some honey, some apple cider vinegar. We're going to use a little bit of molasses. We've got some Worcestershire sauce, some liquid smoke, and a little bit of salt and pepper, and that'll do it. The first thing we want to do is make our rub. So all you have to do is take all these ingredients, the brown sugar, and place them into a bowl so we can combine them all together. So I've got my garlic powder, onion powder, salt, paprika, chili powder, pepper. Now for the cinnamon, we don't want to overpower here, so we're just going to use just a smidgen. There we go. Take a fork and just combine this really well so all the flavors are mixed in. So now what we're going to do is I have 2 pieces, very large pieces of aluminum foil. This is heavy duty foil. You want to use the heavy stuff so that it doesn't tear. So I'm going to take my ribs, I'm going to start with the bone side, and I'm going to pour about half of this right on the meat. And you want to just rub it in, work it in with your fingers, then flip it over and pour the rest right on top and work it in. So what we're going to do is we're going to place this in the refrigerator after I seal it all up, of course, and we want to let this marinate. Overnight is best, but you could probably get by with about 5 or 6 hours. So really work it in so that it sticks onto the meat. So now all we have to do is seal up our ribs. Just fold it over. And you don't have to do it too tight. But just close it up like that. And do the second layer. Now all we do is place this in the refrigerator, like I said, for at least 5 or 6 hours, but I like to do it overnight. So I went ahead and already prepared a rack of ribs so that I could continue on with our recipe today. So take your package and just place it into a roaster. This one's not fitting perfectly, but that's good enough. Now preheat your oven to 275 degrees. Remember I told you low and slow. We're going to bake this for about 3 hours. So while that's baking, we'll go ahead and make our barbecue sauce. So while our ribs are in the oven cooking, now is the time to go ahead and make your barbecue sauce. So I've got a saucepan here, and I've got it on medium-low, and I'm going to add some olive oil to the pan, a couple, 3 teaspoons, and we'll just add our onion. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to saute the onion. I'll turn it down a little bit, it's a little bit high, but saute that for about 10 minutes, and then we'll add the garlic to it. The onions are now nice and soft after 10 minutes, so now we're going to add the garlic. Just Throw that in, and we're just gonna heat this up for about 1 minute until it gets fragrant. And then after that, we'll add all of our other ingredients. Okay, so now we're ready to add all of our other ingredients. So I'm gonna add the ketchup. The apple cider vinegar. Now here comes the nice honey, nice sweet honey. Give it a nice sweetness to our sauce. And we're going to add a little bit of liquid smoke. And a teaspoon of the Worcestershire sauce. And a teaspoon of the molasses. And we'll add a little bit of salt. I'm just going to add a pinch of salt here. And a little bit of pepper. Okay, so now we're going to just stir this until it's combined. We're going to get everything mixed together. I don't want this to get too hot yet because we're going to go ahead and put this in a food processor. Now we're going to put it in the food processor because most people think of their barbecue sauce as being nice and smooth. And with the onions as they are right now, it's going to be a little lumpy. So we'll just put it in the food processor and we'll smooth it right out. Okay, I think I've got everything mixed up, so now we'll go ahead and add this to the food processor. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pour this in. Try not to splatter. All right. And we'll just pulse away. Okay, that should do it. Now what we're going to do is put it back into the saucepan because I want to heat it up for about 15 to 20 minutes to get all those flavors to meld together. All right, so I got the sauce back in the pan. I'm going to put this on medium-low, and we want to bring that to a simmer. And I want you to look at this. You can see now that the sauce is much smoother, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, so like I said, we're going to simmer this for about 15-20 minutes, and we're ready to put the ribs together. Our barbecue sauce is done, so now we're ready to put things together, and I'm going to give you 3 options for how to finish these off. So let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, so our options are, you could take this out, slather it up with barbecue sauce, and put it on the grill for just 5 or 10 minutes, okay? That's one option. The second option is, and my husband liked this option the other day when we had this, is to just take it out of here, slather sauce on it, and eat it. And that's good too. Now the third option is, I'm going to go ahead and take this out of here. I'm going to place it on this baking sheet here. I'm going to slather it up with some barbecue sauce, and then I'm going to put it under the broil for just a few minutes to kind of crisp things up a little bit. Now, this is nice and tender. Let's see if I can cut this in half. It'll just make it easier. And I'll place that there. Let that drain a little bit. Oops. Now I'm going to add the sauce to this, and be generous. We've got plenty of sauce here. And you want to do, I'm going to do both sides. I want that sauce everywhere because it just is really delicious. And the meat is just, I mean, this bone here is, you know, falling off. I'm telling you, this is so nice and tender. So these are ready to go under the broiler. I raised the rack to about 6 inches below the heating element. And like I said, I'm just going to watch these close and probably just broil them for, you know, just a few minutes. Okay, the ribs are done and they smell amazing. Go ahead and cut off a couple here. Look at this, so tender, wow. These are great. You know, this would be a great thing to make if you're entertaining and you want to make a lot of, a lot of meat. This would be a great thing to do. You could do it ahead of time, pop it in the oven, just bake a whole bunch of them, pull it out, put some sauce on them, and you're good to go. And people will love this. So look at this. Look at this meat. It's just nice and tender. Look at that. It just falls apart. Gotta take a taste. Oh my gosh. It's like butter. I mean, it's just so tender and juicy. That is really delicious. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll try this recipe. Leave me a comment if you do. I'm pretty sure you're really gonna enjoy it. So thanks for watching. Be sure and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Hi guys, I'm Rockin' Robin from CookingMexicanRecipes.com, and today I am making a pork chalupa recipe. Now this is a crock pot recipe that is super simple.